He's the head coach of the Cape Breton Eagles, and he joins us every Thursday with the Coaches Room on Daily Faceoff Live. Jon, a week ago we sat and we got set for what we thought were going to be two long, grueling conference finals. Well, a week later, and one team's already moving on, and that's the Florida Panthers. Last week, it was all about the key battlegrounds, and I want to ask you, based on your pre-scout, kind of what did the Panthers do so well in this series?
Well, I think going into it, it was obvious, right? I started last week with the forecheck, and the one area of the forecheck that could hurt Florida was the area they vastly improved on was not getting caught with odd man rushes against. Now you go to the special teams, it was obvious at 4 for 14, Florida wins that battle versus 2 for 14. The slot shot attempts were cut down by 4 per game, and slot shots on net were cut by 4 per game. But at the end of the day, the odd man rushes for Florida was a vastly different little tweak that they made to their forecheck as we're about to roll the film, and then the lack of offensive diversification of the Carolina Hurricanes. And so you look early in the playoffs, they were so aggressive everywhere. They were just continuously pinch, whether or not they had a reloaded F3. And sometimes you would even catch them in situations where here you go again, Forsling, you're going to hope and poke. Oh, I think I might get this in. And then a bad read by the F3 sweeping underneath. Next thing you know, a 2-on-1 against. And this was just continuous. They were one of the worst teams in terms of odd man rushes against. Mahura pinches down while two guys were in trouble. The F3, instead of holding the middle of the ice, goes for the big hit outside dots. Well, look at last night. Lose a faceoff, reload. They cut their odd man rushes against per game in half. In fact, last night they gave up 1. You want to win playoff series and you're going to give up 1 odd man rush in a closeout game, you have a recipe for success. Here again, you need a line change, but at the same time, you don't want to give easy breakouts. Colin White puts on the pressure, bang, 2-on-4. 2-on-5 virtually because Colin White's coming back. You're getting the puck out of their hands. Florida right back to that aggressive forecheck. Anderson's got to make a play with the puck. The difference again, F3 is reloading above, supporting, and look at bang, at the blue line, it's a 4-on-4 rush. They were willing, Florida, to at times sit back and say, our F1 will be a little more aggressive, but we'll meet you with 4. And again, here, turnovers are going to happen. It's part of the game. But again, Carolina's got nothing. It's a 3-on-4. They're boxed out. And it's a simple play. Hey, Carolina, you got to get your forecheck going. You got to get your ozone play going. And we're going to box you out. And we're going to live and die by playing hard-nosed hockey and outnumber you on the rushes.
Jon, I was impressed at how Florida's been able to up their defensive game even throughout the course of the playoffs compared to the regular season. It's been awesome to see. Now, last week when we talked about Vegas and Dallas going into the series, you predicted it might be a battle of special teams. Now Vegas is up 3-0 in the series. Stars are facing elimination tonight. What's given the Golden Knights that success?
Well, first and foremost, let's touch on those special teams. You had a 60% PK going into this series for Vegas. They're at 85.7% just in this series alone. So I've done this with players sometimes. They're having a bad couple of periods in the face-off circle. I will judge them on that next period, right? Because it's all about now what. If they worry about a 60% PK, maybe they worry and they're not solid in the next round. Well, they've seemed to put that 60 way behind them and they're at 85.7%. But they continue to dominate the scoring at 5-on-5. And because they score in very similar manners going into this series, one area that they really cut back on, which I wasn't even searching for, was, again, odd man rushes. They've cut their odd man rushes against in half and denying rushes for controlled entries against in half, well, not in half, but almost by 25%, the success of denying those rushes. So what do they continue to do? They continue to play to their strengths. And again, I'll use that term, offensive diversification. They can score from OZP. They can score from the rush. They score off the cycle. They're scoring with depth. They're scoring off rebounds. They are forcing Dallas to get the puck out of their hands, as we see on this forechecking play. They go through the trapezoid area. I love those trap goals. And then they're striking with low slot plays. And even here, you get caught, Dallas, with young players, bad line change. And the way Vegas has been playing off the rush, they're going to make you pay. And they're plus 22 at 5-on-5 scoring currently.
Fascinating stuff, John. Love the big breakdowns of the way these series have been going. And hey, next Thursday, we'll be getting set for a Stanley Cup final in all likelihood. So it'll be a ton of fun. Thanks for hopping in again with the Coaches Room.
Thank you. Go Duke.